All right, Ray.
All right. This is mostly for my personal training clients or my massage clients. I've been telling people there's a series of exercises to do with a resistance band. It doesn't have to be this fancy. It can be one of the ones you tie off. It can be a loop. Just get an anchor point about your shoulder height. All right. And then we need to move through the different motions that the scapula and shoulder do. First is inwards rotation. We're going to face away from the anchor point and leaving your elbow to the body, bring your hand to your center line. Okay? And this uses the smaller muscles, and all these are going to use some of the smaller muscles in the shoulders. Okay? The next is outwards rotation. Okay? And you do that on each side. Hitting the elbow again and bringing the hand away from the shoulder line. Okay? If you only have one resistance band, you can change how much resistance you get by going further away, going closer in, whatever. But isolating the chest, isolating the hips so it does not power this. Okay? So it's inwards and outwards rotations. Okay? There is pulling down. Okay? Raising up. And you're coming only flat to the height of the shoulder. Whereas in the other one, you start flat height of the shoulder and go down to the hip. Okay? Scapular retraction. You extend your arm out as far as you can. Reach forward as far as you can. And now we're going to bring our arm back, not by pulling with the lat or the bicep, but just pulling the shoulder back. That's scapular retraction. Then scapular protraction is the same way. Gently reach forward as far as you can, and then we're going to reach out by pulling the scapula around the back. Okay. And then the last one is face pulls. This really strengthens the rhomboids and the rear deltoids. So your hand is towards the center line of the body. Bring this back to your hand is on the outside. Your elbow is as close to the side of your head as possible. So I guess there's one more after this, but here, okay, and then the same thing, but palm down to palm up. Okay, depending on how difficult that band is, if it's really simple, try to get 8 to 12. It's a little bit harder, just 6 to 8. One on each side, one set on each side at first. Try to do that 2 or 3 days a week. 3 is best. So inward rotation, outward rotation, down, up, retraction, protraction, face pull, and I guess just rib pull is the best way to explain this. What you're trying to do is the scapula and shoulders are all, the scapula provides the motion of the shoulder. The scapula is supported by and moved by a bunch of tiny muscles. And the arm can move with the pec, the tricep, and the delt, or moving back, it can move with the bicep, lat, and rhomboid, right? But all the little motions, all the fine motions are done with tiny muscles. And if you're trying to do one of those fine motions, sometimes you can put too much stretch on one or the other. If you're trying to do one of the bigger gross motions, sometimes one of those little muscles can get out of whack. So with a resistance band, doing all those different directions, you're both stretching and strengthening all the support muscles, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, infrasupra, intra, subscapularis, and stratus anterior. So all these secondary muscles that, you know, if you go to the gym and, you know, you're thinking, okay, bench press, overhead press, row, all these muscles that you don't think about when you're doing those, but they exist and they really support everything. This is really good after a massage therapist gets your frozen shoulder unfrozen. This prevents it from happening again. 6 weeks to 6 months post shoulder surgery, this is really good. If you find yourself with nerd neck from doing this all day, okay? If you get the mouse bump, the thing on the inside of the scapula near the spine that just hurts all the time from clicking the mouse, these things all support that. Thanks.